With the 8th pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Frank Ntilikina.
Anthony for three.
I think we see Willis coming out. Knicks won the NBA championship.
Have the first pick in the 1985 NBA College Draft.
Season ends the hands of the Chicago Bulls. Reggie Miller is tied the game. The Spurs are your world champions.
New York Knicks select Kristaps Porzingis.
Welcome to a special short segment of the MadGood Knicks Show. I'm Far. It's Pete.
That's me.
Steph. Jay. Yeah. We're the whole crew here.
We don't get to introduce ourselves anymore.
The New York Knicks just drafted Frank Ntilikina. Can you help me with this?
Frank Ntilikina.
Ntilikina. Frank Ntilikina.
French fry.
The croissant.
John's happy about it.
How do we feel? That's what we're here to share.
Yeah.
So let me just quickly break it down for you. 6'5" point guard, 7-foot wingspan. He's going to be key for defense. That's the main reason that the Knicks decided to pick him up.
To talk about it. He just gave away all the details. What are we going to say?
Yeah, I want to ask you guys about the feelings. I want to ask you about the feelings. How's everyone feel today?
I feel like he's 7 feet long. And I like it.
Hey, yo.
I don't know. John loves it. Jay, what do you think about it? See? He's at a loss for words.
You know what? To be honest with you, I predicted this all along. I pretty much assumed that Phil would love to get his hands on Frank.
Because you didn't assume other people would still be on the board.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the only
I'm
reason.
Slightly
we actually have a choice
So,
of the 3 fucking guards we want, and we choose the one that essentially is the slowest, or the person that fits the triangle the most.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's what we went on. System. A system that is archaic.
Watch his head.
Fuck the Knicks.
Phil Jackson is the president, so.
Now, hold on. Before we get all crazy, on paper, if you told me that we're going to draft a young,
18
long point guard that can move the ball, 18?
Yeah.
Turning 19 in July.
And he's a good defender, 7-foot wingspan. On paper, I'd be like, oh, I'm excited. We got a point guard. I think in the context of the history and the fact that he's European, there's been so many European busts, and the fact that we did have Dennis Smith Jr. and Malik Monk were still available, it makes the decision a little bit more like a head scratcher, not a brain scratcher.
Thumbs up or thumbs down from your end?
This is a brain scratcher.
On paper, thumbs up, but I'm hopeful just because it's like the position we needed to improve on, so it's at least it's in the right direction.
All right, guys. Before I know this is raw emotions and we're just speaking off how we feel, right? But can we all just dwell on the excitement, the fact that we did have the option? It did fall in our favor.
Never
we did
happened
have the
before.
Never happened.
Yeah.
You know, usually we get to deal with the scraps or whatever's left.
No.
This time we had the choice. Monk, Smith,
that's
and
not our
Frank.
doing.
This
we don't
is
get
the
credit for that.
same, bro.
Yeah,
this
but
is the
hey,
same of like the
we
scary
mess it up.
movie, the first fucking scene when they call and it's like, okay, what do I choose? A grenade, a banana, or like a
knife.
and you choose the banana.
Hello, Drew.
Bro, like no.
Would you rather the grenade here? I don't. Where's this going?
I agree with that, but now.
Paul, you agree with getting a grenade? Like, what's still
the pressure is more on Phil Jackson now, since we did have those at our disposal, those other 2 point guards, Dennis Smith Jr. and Malik Monk. Now, if Frank Ntilikina is a bust, like Phil's gonna get a worst resume.
Yeah,
worst resume.
Steph, you
this
hit
is kind of his last
the nail right on the head, man. So basically, Phil got his guy. Phil's been talking about Frank for the longest. If Frank doesn't pan out, Phil is done. His ass is grass.
Because we had 2 other choices.
Look at this. We did not.
We think it is, but Dolan might.
Bro, we didn't expect KP to be as quickly as brought along as he was.
Right.
But that was on him. We know that this man's actually a very raw prospect.
But he works hard.
I don't give a fuck how hard he works. We don't have the patience in New York for this. Like,
oh man,
like for as raw as he is.
Okay,
if I could real quickly say echo of Kristaps Porzingis.
Right.
That's exactly what type of stuff people were saying about him. And quite frankly, Frank is further along than KP was because Frank has an accolade already.
That's fine. He's a point guard. KP is 7'3". He oversees anyone on the court right now.
That's irrelevant
as a point guard.
What do you mean that's irrelevant?
That's irrelevant.
KP did have like a unique. That's why we call him unicorn.
Yeah, exactly.
Not because he's that great of a player.
No. He has a unique skill set.
That's what it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
But Frank is a point guard. He controls the game from the very second they get the ball.
Which I'm excited about. That's what we wanted.
Exactly. I agree with you.
But if D Rose is still starting and Frank's a backup, it's gonna feel like a very.
That's okay for the year. I'm okay with that for a year if that's what it comes down.
I'm seeing a Moutier here. I don't know about y'all. I'm seeing a Moutier here.
A Moutier type player?
A Moutier type player.
I don't understand
He's
how.
longer than Moutier.
They're completely different body types. I don't understand how.
Moutier, we wanted Moutier more than KP.
Yeah, we
did.
He
just looks like he was not ready for the association. I feel that way about Frank.
Well, okay, but here's the deal, right? But here's the deal. My man Moutier left high school and played in China for 1 year. As we're familiar, China is not up to the par that France is. Production-wise, you have Rudy Gobert, you have Tony Parker, you have Nicolas Batum, you have Diao. You have some quality players in the NBA here that have made it out of France. Let's not compare Wang Zizi and Yao Ming out of China to these players.
Did he just mention 5 European players that are quality players in the NBA? Was that me?
Did TK
just himself?
So that's the other thing I want to talk about very quickly. That's the other thing I want to talk about quickly is the Europeanness of this team. And that, like, we look at the 2 championship contenders this past year in the Warriors and the Cavs, and they didn't have a host of European players leading the charge. None of the main guys were European. Are the Knicks going by the right rubric here?
I don't know. I mean, you guys got to be consistent. If we're looking at European players on championship teams, then we got to compare Melo to championship teams. I mean, is Melo the right? I mean, then we can just go on forever about that. The one thing that I'm happy about with Frank is the fact that he's a fundamental, long, tall point guard. He might be a bust, 59% chance.
Yeah,
by the way,
59%.
ESPN,
Come on, ESPN, really?
The only guy you have to compare to anybody.
Yeah.
60%.
Can we roll that clip, by the way?
Yeah, please roll that clip.
Roll that clip.
The 8th pick in the draft. This is ESPN analytics, by the way. 14% all-star, 59% bust potential. I'm just going by the educated eye.
Rolling. Okay, next.
Come on, Fred.
BS, man. But anyway, yeah, I love a fundamental point guard. I've been saying from day one, we need a point guard in the center. This guy's 18 years old.
Yeah.
He's coming in. If he can pull it off with the fundamentals, him and KP can play a pick-and-roll game.
So where do you stand?
Hold on, real quick though, I want to get back to what T was saying off camera earlier about the Europeanness of this team. T, what's your issue?
All right, so here's my thing. European players are great players, and you know usually they play an integral part of a championship team. Depends on who they are, and they're key quality role guys. But none of them are true superstars that carry the team. And my only issue is, you know, in today's modern NBA, it's a faster, up-tempo game. A lot of shooters, a lot of get up and down the court. You know, play some defense here and there. And no disrespect to European players, but they're more methodical. You know, they play more fundamental game.
100%.
Can that win in today's NBA? That's my only question.
Yeah. As long as if it's a part of a system. I don't think it's whether you're a European player, an American player. I think it begins with the system. When you guys compare to the Warriors and the Cavs, they have systems. They have leadership at the top where it starts. I mean, Cavs right now a little shaky with what's going on. But to say the least, it starts, you know, obviously from the top down.
Speaking of the top with the Knicks.
Bless you, bro. Thank you. I think that's the first sneeze in all 20 episodes.
You're allergic to bullshit. It's all right.
Bullshit.
Just to add to the European point, if we look at the Knicks the past 2 years, who have been like kind of the bright spots? KP and Billy, right? Both Europeans. Carmelo's Carmelo, but
he's like a fire.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, TK. I just want him to be a good point guard. That's really all it is.
It sounds like you're talking to his son. Just want him to be a good point guard.
I just want you to make the right choices.
What looks like LeVar Ball.
I just want him not to make the NBA LiAngelo Ball.
I personally don't want him on the team.
I just don't want LiAngelo.
I'm the only one here.
So, all right, I'm personally very happy with this pick just because of the defensive upside that he brings, and for the reasons that the Knicks picked him, which is he's got a 7-foot wingspan. wingspan. He's a proven scorer. He's a guy who can take over a game in the under-18 European Championship. Again, he won the MVP award, scored 30+ points on his team in Strasbourg. That league is considered like a AAA for the NBA. That's not a league to be messing with and considering scrubs coming from there. Yep. Tony Parker, Boris Diaw, and Rudy Gobert, like all those guys, they've got the experience. He's 18 years old too. You got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, where he is a young kid.
Fran Fraschilla did say that.
What is the point of being 18 years old when you're learning all the wrong habits? He's going to be in the Knicks. It's a fucking Knicks organization. They teach you all bad shit.
Hold up. All right, we're talking about the draft pick here. You're talking about the organization here. So you would have been just as pissed with Dennis Smith?
What's up?
You would have been just as pissed off with Dennis Smith because
no, I wanted to.
Nah, shut up though. You're talking about the organization.
I am talking about the organization.
So you would have been mad with Dennis Smith?
So your argument is not as raw as fucking Frenchie.
It's fucking raw.
It's raw. It's fucking raw.
Here's the thing, all right? I think we know where Farr stands. I think we know where Jay stands. I'm happy with the pick, but I am shocked because I also didn't think that Monk and Dennis Smith Jr. would also be available.
Yeah.
So I'm a little perturbed, but I do know Phil wanted Frank, and he was going to stand by his guy to the very end. Because if this shit goes down burning, he wasn't going to take Dennis Smith.
Monk had an orange watch.
Yo, I'll make this other point though. The reason that Dennis Smith fell to number 9 was because people saw, look, this kid can score. He's explosive, but where's the defense at?
Exactly. That's critical for today,
especially for us.
And what I want to say, my almost final word about Frank is, it's a great pick in theory. We know in theory things don't always pan out. What makes me uncomfortable is that he was picked on the basis of fitting into the triangle,
right?
And that being the basis of the pick makes me very nervous. Theoretically, yes, he's got all these attributes that the Knicks have been dying for: point guard skills, defensive skills, perimeter defense, 7-foot wingspan, protecting the 3. But just knowing that the reason he was picked isn't necessarily because of those reasons, but because he fits in an archaic system, that's what makes me nervous. But I'm going to give him a shot. Again, in theory, a great pick, but
I still think that the qualities to want a guy for a triangle can still translate if you don't play the triangle. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
Because for a triangle, you need fundamentals. You need to move around. You need to pass and move. You can't be
J.R. Smith translated into a championship player.
Well, LeBron James.
Yeah, but he was eating ass this fucking playoffs.
LeBron James. All right, well, we're gonna wrap it up on that note.
But before we do, I just want to make sure. Before we wrap it up, I do want you guys to be on the lookout for our next episode. There's going to be a huge statistical breakdown for Frank. That's what you going to say? Well, you didn't get to say it, so I said it. So Steph and Pete.
There's going to be a statistical wrap-up.
Coming up.
Steph and Pete are going to break down Frank Ntilikina. Sit your ass down, boy, while I promote your fucking segment.
Is it because I'm European?
Yes, it is. Both of you. All right, so Steph and Pete are going to break down Frank Ntilikina on the next episode. Because they're European and they know all about European players. These are European experts here. We brought them in, especially. We imported them from Serbia.
That's right.
Really from Jersey, though.
It's actually from mine.
Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted here.
I'm gonna cry more about
Make
Frank
sure you guys hit us in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on Frank and the Knicks and the whole KP situation. We're gonna be talking about that in the next episode coming out next week. Stay tuned. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, share this video with all the Knick friends. We're just here to talk.
But wait, there's more. I just want to thank all of my fans and all our subscribers, followers, and everybody who tunes into this show that we have. We couldn't do it without you guys.
You want to tell them to comment and subscribe?
No, Farr already said it.
No, Farr. Okay. Also, comment. Who wants the last word? I don't want it.
I bid you farewell.
What's up, guys? This is your boy TK, aka John Legend, as you guys know. I want to thank you guys for watching, and please make sure you do subscribe. And if you like what you saw from previous episodes, or if you just like our faces, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. But wait, please hit that like, comment, and share as well. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.